Okay. At least now the chat did start to work again. It. Hmm. Sorry, guys.
You me.
Yeah, there we are. Okay. Here we are.
There we are.
Okay.
Is it the same
At
video
least
or a new
now
one?
this is a new one. Chat
Okay.
did start to work. So sorry, guys. We have to do a restart. But hopefully you find this one too. Maybe I will just copy this on Discord and then people will probably find this one. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna continue definitely where we were. Mandy, you can start to continue. I have to check a few settings. So keep going. Keep speaking.
Me?
You
Sorry.
you are on
I'm
live.
watching.
No.
Hello. I'm watching our video, trying to make sure I'm on the right. Okay.
Yeah.
So since we have some viewers, and I think Jesse's here, Jesse, you want me to talk about, and you probably already know all this, but this just helps me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about sympathetic fight or flight first, or do you want me to talk about parasympathetic rest and repair, or also known as rest and digest?
Let's fight first.
You want to fight first?
Yeah, I always want to fight first.
We should go with the see, and I love this because I used to call it the negative state or the bad state.
Yeah.
I would, and it's not. And I called
It's not.
the parasympathetic the positive or the good state.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a good or bad thing. It's
It's not. It's a survival thing.
okay. It's a survival thing. So when people think, oh, I'm not being very positive, I'm being kind of positive, I'm being kind of negative. Because we talk like that too. You know how
Yeah.
we do sometimes when we're in our cycle and we're having a day. We have like a day or two here and there.
Yes.
But in that day, it feels like it's been every day, but it hasn't. And we say to each other, we'll be talking, messaging each other, and we're like, oh, we sound so negative today. I know I sound negative today, but we're not. We're just more in the survival state.
Yes.
But we talk like that. So we all do it, but it really just is the state of
Same.
our body. And there's this one lady, we've talked about her before, Dr. Jen, and she really talks about this. The state drives story, and it really is the state of the nervous system. That's it. Like, it's really what it is. And what I said earlier about our caregivers are just people that are, can be mean or assholes or just negative people or whatever, like negative people. Or us who fall more toward like codependent, people pleasing, it's still just our way to survive. That's why we said we don't really know how to love. We don't. We just tried to connect as much as we could with anybody, but we don't really know,
Yeah.
I don't think. And now that my husband passed away and it's just me, I want connection. I want to one day be with somebody, but like I love that I'm just continuing to let my body heal. And because I don't like, even though I feel more connected to things, I just know that I'm not ready because I don't even really know. And I just think like so many people are in relationships and they're just attached and it just feels good and they only know how to feel that feeling just from trying to connect, but there's oxytocin isn't there. So this is what I learned about oxytocin the other day because I'm always about dopamine. I'm like dopamine, dopamine. I mean, yeah, a little serotonin, a little GABA, but I'm always about dopamine. And what I learned about oxytocin is if you're stressed, just like with any other thing, if you're stressed, you're not going to make oxytocin. So how can a parent that's not regulated bond with their child? Because to me, oxytocin was always like the cuddle hormone,
Yes.
or like the sex hormone. But it's also for mothers and children, their mothers and their
Yes.
babies to
It is.
bond. My
Animals
mother did
have
not
that
breastfeed.
too. When your dog is
Yeah.
laboring, it oxytocin is coming there to help the labor.
Yeah. Right. Or even like when we're looking in our dog's eyes, I hear that releases oxytocin or
Yeah.
cuddling with them and petting dogs. Like dogs really help release oxytocin.
Yes.
But Okay, I said release it. But if you're stressed, which we are when we're going through recovery, especially the first few years, can be the first couple years, few years, uh, we're not really releasing it. So I felt no connection to myself. I've talked about this
Yeah.
before, to myself, to God, to nature, to animals, to my parent, my mom, my husband, being pretty, money. I couldn't connect to anything. I didn't know what the heck
Deep
was wrong.
anhedonia, deep
Deep
anhedonia,
anhedonia.
deep.
Like going on vacation, nothing,
Just
right? Like
numbness.
the deepest pits of anhedonia,
Yeah.
no joy.
No joy,
But
no joy.
if we don't have, if we're stressed, we cannot make oxytocin. So
Yeah.
then our body starts to feel more, and I'm going to get into everything here, but our body starts to feel more relaxed around 3 or 4 years. But because of that, because it feels safe, and it starts to release oxytocin, that's when we start to have the capacity to have the emotions surface, whatever it is, anger, rage, whatever, happiness, joy, whatever it is. And then when we're having the dynamic with certain people, it can feel really bad, but the oxytocin is there though. But we just have to learn how to. That's why that integration is my big word right now. We're integrating into the way we're always supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it can feel really uncomfortable. We have the oxytocin, we're getting more of the dopamine, but that behavior pattern's still there. And it's like, why am I still? I'm so aware of this. I've been working with this for 3 years with Cato. Like, why am I still triggered certain times? Because my nervous system isn't 100%, and it never will be 100% in parasympathetic. Like
Yeah.
sympathetic is supposed to be, I like to say, and I don't know, I could be completely wrong, like 90% in parasympathetic when we're optimal. And then that 10% is for if we get into something happens to us or something happens to someone we love, to where that survival, like it's only there, but we're not supposed to be living in the sympathetic,
Yes.
but it's supposed, like it is there for survival. Um,
Like Jesse
so
says, my doctor thinks I have this dysautonomia, which goes hand in hand with this process. They know neurochemical imbalance causes dysautonomia. Yes. Early in this process, I
yeah.
couldn't even look at people in the eyes, caused severe stress response. Yes. Same.
Right. Yeah, because you didn't have the oxytocin, like, you can't even connect.
Nope.
Um, so it's like triggering, so it's like you're stressed, can't make oxytocin. Trying to do something that would normally connect you stresses you more. So
Yeah.
it's like puts you in this
It's a
loop and you just
loop.
have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to wait for the body to just do its thing.
Yeah, and then when you get crave dopamine, you get a little bit dopamine, but dopamine doesn't know where to go. Then it goes the wrong pathways and blah blah blah. And then like it's just
Yeah.
it's a cycle and cycle. But you're craving, you trying to getting. But then I didn't know. This is also cool that I didn't know that if you dopamine system doesn't work right, then the body kind of replace that with the rest stress system being high. So okay, if we don't have a dopamine, let's put you keep going with the stress. Like anyway, we didn't have noradrenaline and
Yeah.
adrenaline and cortisol working right, so body just tries to do what it can, and it's a biochemical mess for sure.
And I think another thing too that I was thinking about the other day, because I was told that when I'm 100% recovered, I'm not gonna wanna talk about this anymore. But because we're still, like, even though things are so much better from, like, the way that it was the first 3.5 years, we're still in the emotional part of the recovery, which is a huge part, and it is a big control thing. Not control like we're trying to control and we're helping other people, but, like, wanting to say the information is such a huge part of us feeling safe. Like, it's part of the emotions, it's part of this part of the process of feeling safe, right?
Yeah, Annie
Hi,
Annie
lovely
is
Andy
there.
and Mandy.
She's 8 day without caffeine. I just cycled 25 kilometers, feeling pretty good. That's amazing, Annie. Annie
Yay.
was already done with the very hard benzo withdrawal and now starting
Yes.
to
And then you were
caffeine.
weaning, right, Annie? You were weaning or what? And then now you're 8 days completely free.
No,
That is
I think
amazing.
Annie, you did you went cold turkey with caffeine? I think you went cold turkey.
But
So,
before, like I remember months and months and months ago,
but Annie
she
had
was
been
doing
in
the
benzo.
benzo
Yeah,
withdrawal,
yes, yeah,
and but
Annie,
she was still on caffeine then.
yes.
And did she wean off or did she just cold
Did,
turkey 8 days ago? She's been weaning, right? You've been
I don't
weaning?
know.
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I think you did cold turkey, but let's Annie tell us how did it go. But anyway, that's amazing. Like,
Right, complete parasympathetic, yeah. Like, okay, that's a really cool thing too. I think being in parasympathetic is the closest thing to like heaven. Like it's the closest thing to spirituality.
I went cold
So
turkey, yes,
as
with caffeine. Oh, my taper failed. Yeah.
okay, sometimes
Let's
it's the
see.
way to do it.
Sometimes, and let's hope that, let's see. But you seems to do
Yeah,
well, so that's the main thing, and just keep it up. Keep it up.
exactly. But yeah, I've really been into that lately. Like while we're here on this, because I'm into like the near death experience videos and spirituality stuff, and just knowing that we're energy and God is like the main source of all of the light, and um, like just how good that feels to know that we're forever. And because of my husband passing, it's been my human body, and then like what we go through in this recovery that's so human, that's so like flesh driven, and we got our nervous system. So like God did design our nervous system, gave it to us and gave us all these emotions and everything. But like when we are working optimally, like truly, truly working the most optimally, I think that is the closest thing to like our highest level of on this earth. And when we're in sympathetic all the time, we're very low energy. We're low. We're not in that receiving state. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. But like, I just feel because you can't be connected if you're in sympathetic. You're disconnected. So like being connected to yourself means you're connected to God. If you're connected to God, you're connected to yourself. You're connected to nature, to animals, to being pretty, to all of the things. And so to me, being in parasympathetic and getting there more and more and more is the closest thing to heaven. It's the closest thing to that's just how I feel about. But it's hard. I mean, there's a lot of people that say that when they were in sympathetic, they were disconnected, and they get scared because they couldn't feel connected to God, and it's like, why?
Or
Why
anything.
am
Or
or
anything.
anything
You
or
cannot
anything. So it's
feel
like,
anything.
why in that? Yeah. So like, why in that survival state we don't? That's really interesting. But He designed us to have that survival state. So I just love that. I love that. Like the more I recover, the more I feel more connected naturally. And I've always had faith, always have, but something about it, something about just feeling more and more connected just makes sense that it's that part of the state of the nervous system.
Yes. During falling off the mountain, it feels like 90% sympathetic and then it's
Yeah,
paras.
right.
Yeah, yes,
It's
it
like
does.
so survival. I didn't even know what it was.
4 days pretty bad headaches, but that's all at least for now. Oh man, you're spiritual. Well,
Yes, of course.
yes. And I think we all, like, for me, I just know that for me what my spirituality is just like why Jesus did die on the cross for our sins, and that's what I believe. But like we all can, we have maybe a little bit different ways how we can see it, but that's
See, and I
yeah.
even noticed that you got quiet when I was
Yeah,
talking about it, and then just noticing like you're like I'm so
but
I've
it's
always been so
okay.
sensitive. But I mean, I mean, but it's God. Like to
Y-
me, my spirituality, it is God. It is I because I'm not a big Bible reader, but I don't think I'm doing it wrong just because I don't read
no.
the Bible like and I'm not in it because I know that you were big into spirituality where you did like the tarot cards and stuff like that.
Yes,
Like I'm not
yeah,
into it like
yes.
that. I'm
The
not
new
into it like
age.
that, but I just the
I
new
was
age stuff,
there.
I don't know. I just know that it's a faith and it's God, it's Jesus, it's the Holy Spirit. And so, but
Yeah.
I did notice you get quiet and then it got me because I mean, that is part of my behavior. Like when I am so, I love that we're talking about this and I love that that happened. And I'm being honest that I noticed that I am so aware, I'm so hyper aware of people's facial
Yes.
expressions, people's tone. If they agree, they have to agree with me. Like it's
Yes.
okay for us to all have our own different opinions and
It
stuff.
is.
But I was like, she's quiet. She's not
Yeah.
saying anything. Like,
But
what did I
but
do
I
wrong? What
have
did
the
I do wrong?
same. I have the same. Like
Yeah.
I'm still like trying to when I can express my opinion and like even we're gonna always be friends no matter what. Like Mandy, like
Of
we don't have
course.
to see everything same way and we
No, right,
but
right, right.
like I know that we are super sensitive, like what comes to other,
Yeah,
like we are
it's
just
interesting.
super sensitive, and that's why I'm a little bit like when I'm moving in the new apartment, I have to be around with more people, so I'm just a little bit like, how's that gonna be? Because I know you have been more out and about and practicing that connection with the other people, but I really haven't. I'm here, just have been years in this forest and you know by myself.
Well,
So
and when that happened the other day with you, you were going to the gym, you were feeling really good, and then that happened where you got really triggered and had the physical tightness and everything. I started thinking about how for the last 3 years I've been doing forcing the work with people, and you've been staying more in the forest.
yeah,
And so I was kind of like doing some research on the fact that like who's doing it better. Not that one is doing it better or worse, but like I think it's good that I've been
yes, it
practicing
is.
it,
It is.
but until my nervous system is completely not completely parasympathetic, but when it's more safe, feels more safe and just aligned with all the good, See, I said it, I did it again, the good side of this nervous system. It's not the good. Um, then things are really going to take off when it comes to the behavioral stuff. But
Yeah.
that's why I get frustrated now if I'm dealing with a situation, a dynamic with a person. I'm like, oh, why do I keep getting triggered? Why do I keep talking too much or trying to explain myself? And I just don't think it's going to be like magic until I'm completely recovered.
I think the same, and I think I'm gonna have many those failures. Not the failures. I even got the failures, but it's not the failure when I triggered. It's not the failure. Like that's what I think. It's like if I get a situations like what you have been practicing, of course, more than me being with connected with humans. It's not failure if it doesn't go well. It's not a failure.
Right, right. No, it's
It's
part of the process.
yes,
Like it's part of our brain. It's that integration. That's why, because I looked it up and I was doing research on it, and it's like the integration process can be like 2 or 4 years.
yeah,
With the emotions, with the
yes.
emotions. Now we're functional. We're not in the, we're sleeping
No, no.
well. We're not having insomnia. We're not
No,
having deep depression. I haven't
no.
felt
I don't
depression
have any depression. Even now in the flare up, I
and
don't
like
have any depression.
right. That's huge for us. The depression was one of my worst, most debilitating symptoms.
Same.
Like I haven't felt depressed in what year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, like the deep
Um,
depression. I have felt like those waves of blackness and
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
not
Blondness
that
around my period.
deep depression. That's
Yeah, no.
no.
The intrusive thoughts went from like a flaring 10 to like sometimes a 1 or a 2, depending on where I am in my cycle. But it was bad before, bad. It's so different now. So when I say still healing, I'm talking about,
People are like they are still healing. They're always healing in there. But yeah, we are so long healing like here than we are. Like but probably like we are like they are still healing. Probably yeah, we are still healing
because
and eat that.
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say that, or not hard to say it, but when someone's in the first year, 2, 3, 4 years, they're going to think what we're saying is how they're going to feel that whole time. It's not like that. It just gets better and better. That's why in Cato's videos, you hear him say 5 year, 6 year, 7 year. Well, he doesn't say the year, but you can do the math. He says happy, completely happy, and then joy. And then there's even different levels to joy or whatever. And yes, he's on chocolate, but he has his behavioral stuff. I feel like even if he's on chocolate, I feel like his nervous system is pretty good for whatever reason. I mean, I guess and we know that, like, he's adapted to that, but
Yeah.
he still has it down. Like, he still understands at least where he's at, and then I can take that I'm free from everything, and so are
Same.
you, and so are most of us, whoever else is, that we're just gonna heal really great, and it might look a little bit different because we
Yes.
are not on chocolate,
Yeah.
so it might look a little bit more.
Chocolate can do that. It's still on caffeine, so it's still on caffeine. So yeah, but
Yeah, it might look
anyway,
intense. It
yeah.
might look a little bit more intense for us, but it's part of the process for us. Like when we say still healing, it's emotional, it's behavioral, it's dealing with family members and friends. Like I don't know anybody that could say that, like, especially for me, that I was rewired basically to be a people pleaser. That's not my most authentic self. And I was like that for 30, 40 years. I'm 46 now. That's going to take a minute
Yes.
while being off the drugs. That's still healing to me.
Yeah, what about quitting by tapering down for 1 year, like doing it super slow? Definitely, I recommend that if that can be something that can be helpful for some people. Definitely can be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a year,
Mm.
2 years, whatever works. And
Yes.
then what Ani said, like, you just need to go into those social situations that feel difficult. I believe it can work both ways. Like, for me, I have been. And my coach is always saying, they're going to correct themselves with time. But I really feel like when the nervous system is more calm, they're gonna correct themselves a little easier. Because like, I've been in s like, even around my 20 months, I remember I felt like I was in parasympathetic all the way for, like, a week, and then I had my big wave a few months later, but my tsunami wave, but, I remember that day, my neighbor specifically, he's someone I have kind of my patterns flare up with him, and I remember he was trying to kind of pull my pigtails or whatever, and it just didn't bother me. Like, no matter what he said, I just felt so confident. Because I hear like, "Oh, you just gotta learn confidence, you gotta learn how to do self-love and blah, 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 blah." Yes, all that's gonna come with time, but if you're not in the parasympathetic state, you're not gonna be able to integrate all that because you're in that state. So you can self-love all day long, you can have confidence all day long. I think the self-love and the confidence come more naturally when we're aligned and truly got that behavior down, however it works for the individual. That's how
Yeah,
I see it
because
for me.
our system rewires itself. That's how I see. Like you don't have to learn anything. Like
Right, right, right.
why you are learning anything because you're are healing from the substance addiction and it does it itself. Like your body.
Exactly. Like, okay, because like I think of it as we really know, like Cato would always tell me, you have the tools. He's like, you have the hoe in the garden shed, you have the rake, you have everything. So he's just saying
Mm.
that as an
Mm.
example, but like you have all the tools inside you, you just never learned how to use them. So then he kind of teaches me how to use them, tells me what to say, tells me what to think and do and feel, kind of in a way. But he's like showing me how to use the tools. But yet, because I'm not integrated completely in that part of the nervous system, I still get triggered. And then I'm like, but I have the tools. So then I came up with like the whole, you know how we talked about person A, person B, person C at the beach and all that.
Yes.
But then there's also like the cave theory. Like, let's just say, for example, me and you, we quit like we did, same
Mm.
time, pretty much 2 months
Yes.
apart.
Yeah.
Let's say you're kind of doing the cave theory. You're in the woods. You're not really spending a lot of time with people as much. Like, and I'm pushing it. I
Yeah.
push myself to go see my mom.
Yes.
I literally go into the fire. Like, I
Yes.
drive to her house,
Yes.
put myself in that situation. I saw her like 5 times this last month or the last 2 weeks because she was making a quilt. Oh, I should show that.
Yes.
She made this really beautiful quilt.
Yes.
Um, so what am I I know I feel like I'm a little high, like I'm a little bit like excited
That's good.
today.
That's good. And I'm
Like
probably
I'm
a
just a little
little
bit
bit
like,
just like on my own bubble. But that's
yeah, and
okay.
that's fine. And that's how
Everywhere
we
I
do. We
go
go
in that bubble, like bubble is healing. You are in the bubble when you have a flare.
exactly. And then when you come out, you're like, it's like all these new
Yeah.
ideas start coming out. Cause I was in a bubble. I'm on day 6 of my cycle. And this period was hard. It was just like a lot of emotion. I felt blah. I just felt like I was in that bubble. I felt like I was in that cocoon of the stage that I'm in. And now I feel like I'm coming out of it and my brain's starting to kind of fire. But
It's good.
I was only in that cocoon for like some healing, whatever needed to still be healed. But what was I saying though? Um,
Cave theory. Cave.
yeah, the cave
Mm.
theory. So like thank you. So like you're still once you're completely there in the state of just peace and bliss and all that, you're going to be able to naturally because you have the tools inside of you just like I do. We have them. We know the truth. We know this doesn't feel good. I don't like doing this. I don't like reacting. So I'm going to get to my list. It's a reactive state. Sympathetic is reactive. It's
Yes.
natural. Like you're just going to freaking react because you're in that state. So like
I love
you
your
have the
list.
tools.
I
Thank
love
you.
that you have that because you can really write.
So good.
Mandy's very
It's so
talented
good.
for writing. very talented.
Oh, you're so talented. You're talented.
I'm not.
So, and thank you. So, when when you are, if it's 7 years or whatever, wherever we're at, 10 years, wherever it takes us to be completely integrated in the more calm state and the more rest and digest state, then when we are around people naturally, just like I was at that 20 months with my neighbor, it's just going to be natural because we literally have the tools inside of us. We can't use, I don't think we can use the tools if we're in survival state.
No,
And we
no.
adapted into that, we adapted to that whatever behavior, whatever it was, all the behaviors while we were in that survival state so young that it's like that reinforcement of like when we get triggered, we automatically go there again because that's how we cope. That's what kept us safe. So it's like an automatic survival kick in. And this might be very like duh to people. Like people might be like, but this to me is so learned naturally, like on our own as we've been going through it. I think deep down we knew, but I didn't live my life like this. I just was triggered. I was just consuming substances. I was
Yes.
just having my behaviors. I had that pre-awareness. I knew. So again, like I think I did know something. And it's just a long process to unravel and unwire and undo all the things that kept us safe, which is a beautiful thing. It was there for survival. Okay, so you want me to
Yes.
just, do you want to say anything or
No.
before
I
do
just
we need to
only
read
I
something
no, I'm just testing. Like,
before I read my list?
read the list before that. I will say that also, like, let's say that you are in your 20s and you go through caffeine pause and all that. Of course, you don't have the same past, and we like that's part, like, let's say that we all have some
Right.
together part in this journey where we go through those horrible symptoms and all this and that, and that's just pretty much same for everyone what we have been supporting. But then in some part, I think for us, we started to little bit, it started to do that more, I don't know, connected healing, where the neurotransmitters actually starts to connect more and the dopamine starts to
Yeah.
work again and you are able to process. So then it comes to individual, it comes
Right.
individual. So of course not everybody
Yeah.
have this kind of stuff what we're speaking
Right.
here.
It's all going to be different. Some people might be more people pleasers and trying to seek validation and feel bad if, you're scolded like, "Oh, I did something wrong." And some people might be more like introverted or
Or they have been
not
very
introvert,
safe childhood, very
in a
loving,
shell.
safe
Yeah.
childhood. They don't have to rewire
That's
that part of,
amazing.
like, yeah.
Right. And I think, yeah, so this is something that we're just talking about because we're going through it, but I think being able to talk about the first year or two as well, like it's part of, even okay, like even if somebody had a good childhood, they're still going to go through some type of integration because if they were
Yeah.
on caffeine, we're still having stress.
Yes.
So like even if you had a good childhood, and who really had a completely good child, like how many people, because so many people are teaching dysregulate, like they're coming from a dysregulated state. I
Yes.
think there can be love and, I mean, I know my complete needs were not being met, but it doesn't mean that I didn't have like a roof over my head and food
Yeah.
and the type of attention and love my mom could give.
Yeah.
Um, and then even Cato, for example, he didn't have the best childhood, but his mom had strong, and I hope it's okay for me to talk about this. His mom had really strong ways. I think a lot of the time, like Black communities, they really teach like self love, like speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to say how you feel and say the truth. Like I really respect that. Like my upbringing was like, oh, don't step on anyone's
Yeah.
toes. Here's a perfect
Yes.
example. When my
Same.
mom came over the other day, um, we were talking about something, it led into something, it led into mine and my husband's wedding, and my brother was there. We went to Hawaii, and my brother and his wife came, and my brother's a runner, a marathon runner, and he went and he got a tattoo on his calf, an M, and it has a little head on top like a person. And my mom was upset about that. And my brother was in his, like, I think late 40s at that time, maybe early 50s, I can't remember. I was 34, so he was like 45. That's so weird because he's like the age I am now. Uh, or older, a little bit older. So she was talking, she's like, and I was so mad at him, and I was like, "Mad at him, why?" She's like, "'Cause he got a tattoo." It's like this judgment and this like, and I'm like, "See," I said, "I lived my life. Like, what if I wanted to dye my hair pink, or what if I have no tattoos. What if I wanted to get tattoos? I probably didn't do it because I knew that she would judge me or feel a certain way and talk about it." And like some things I was a little bit stubborn about or hard-headed about, but it wasn't stuff like that. It wasn't stuff that I could like take back or change. Like, and that makes me feel a certain way. Like because she's that way, because that's her opinion, for some reason she thinks tattoos are bad, are wrong, that she's going to put that out there in the world, but it's just her opinion. You know what I'm saying? So like just stuff like that bothers me. And then it's like, what did I say in the beginning of this video? I got to let go of their opinion. It has nothing to do with me. I am safe. I am an adult now. I don't need
Yes.
to worry about the opinion of her in that way. Like, do what you want. But it does. Like, I remember hearing her say that and going, wait a minute, you have a problem with that. But then there I go saying, my control. Like, just let Mandy, just let your mom say it. Like, I'm sure my brother, I'm sure when my mom, if she gave him a hard time, I'm sure he was like, I'm just going to get the tattoo. But like me, oh, like almost like she's not allowed to have her opinion because I don't agree with her not agreeing with it. It's okay. Like, I want her to be like, oh my God, that's your body, express yourself. But just because that's the controlling of me.
Yes.
So, like, that's the true freedom. I'm like, wow, I have a control issue too. And that's where I was trying to manage people's emotions, not just making sure they feel pretty and happy. And I was managing them on the other side of the spectrum that I didn't even realize was my own control.
Yeah.
But it's all about feeling safe. I have
Yeah.
pink hair and a lot of tattoos. Yeah, see?
Mm.
And what if your caregiver or your mom, Annie, I don't know, maybe she was like that. I don't know if she was like approval or if she kind of snarled at it, like I don't know. But I think that my mom being the way she is, I'm thankful, I'm grateful because it's teaching me. I am learning, I am waking up to go, oh my God, I have my own control issues. But they're only there to help me feel safe, just
Yeah.
like her ways are to help her feel safe. It's so
Yes.
interesting to me. And
Yeah.
I would never know all this if I didn't quit and like go through this whole process.
Yeah. Yes, I know.
No, we don't need people's approval to live a good life. Exactly. And I am finally getting there at 46 years old to be like, I have choices. I have my own ways. But the only reason why I was like that is because it felt safe. Like it was all about the nervous system. I just love it.
Yeah, and for me, it's a lot of like what I cannot stand. It's judgment because I have so much that judgment in childhood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Judgment.
like even people who speaks what I know that is true, but if there has certain voice tone or they are yelling or they are preaching or even if if that's a pastor or something who are preaching with certain tone or voice, even I would know that that's the right thing. I just shut down. I cannot handle it. I just cannot. It
Yeah.
just comes from my childhood and I cannot do anything about it now. Like I just cannot handle certain people and that's about it. I
Yeah.
just
And
can't.
I really think, and I just think my own opinion, I think the more that you heal, the more you'll be able to handle it. But let's say you just don't want to be around it.
No,
Like,
I
then that's our
don't. I
choice.
don't want to be
Yeah.
around. I know that I ever don't want to be around people who yell or
But it
judge
won't,
or are like
but,
never.
but like, because I see it in myself, I see where I'm starting to be like, okay, that's just them. And then it won't affect our nervous system. But yet we'll be like, this person doesn't align with me. I want to be around people that are more aligned with me. And that's okay. So like, I feel like I'm not going to be as triggered and I'm just going to let them be the way that they are because they're being judgmental, but yet I'm being judgmental for judgmenting their judgmentalness or whatever. So, but I think that I can't help it that's why I have all this compassion for myself until I am in that place of more calm state. But until I get there, I have choices, but even when I'm there, we still have choices to not hang out with people that are not we level up. The people talk about that all the time in recovery groups. We level up. Those same friends, family members, we're not in on that same level, and we elevate and we start to make relationships with people that are more on our level, and none of it's bad. All of it is just the way that it goes when people quit substances. We
Yes.
start to wake up and we start to put ourselves first, and our nervous system is aligned with that way of thinking, with the tools that we have. And then our nervous system, and then we have those choices, and then we start to elevate, and then we start to do just things that we want, work out, have a workout videos, have a business, and just be busy,
Workout
like
video.
be busy in our life.
My
Have workout
workout
videos, have like
video.
have a workout channel, like whatever, right?
Yes.
I can have my own business, and then I'm busy. I'm not busy trying to change other people's opinions and minds just because they don't agree with me. I do that. I was doing that all the time. It's like exhausting.
Yeah, Annie, you are so right. I've always been allowed to be who I am. Things like hair color or tattoos, it doesn't matter how you treat other people, animals, and relationship with nature and God matters. Yeah, that's very beautifully said. Yeah.
Right. And I love that. Like I agree with that so much. But the caregiver that I had such a judgmental and opinionative, um, just critical, like super critical. Like my mom came over and she knew. I said, "The house is a mess. The house is a mess." And then, so this is an example. And then she was in my bedroom and there's the blinds back there. And we were opening the blinds. She's like, "Can I open the blinds to get some light?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, that's dusty." And I was like, it triggered me. I said, "Please don't comment. I already told you my house is not clean. So, of course, I haven't
Yeah.
dusted." And when she said that, all she's saying is the house is dusty, but to me, it was like complete criticism.
Yes.
It was meant
Yeah.
I was bad. It meant I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't
Say,
clean. I'm bad. I'm a bad person.
yeah.
And it's so tricky. She's like,
Now we're in
"Sorry,
the
I can't even."
this is what I want. This is what I want from this stream. This is where we are. Very good, Mandy, because that's how it triggers.
Yeah.
That's how it works for me
Yes.
too.
It
So
feels
yeah.
like, and I told her, I said, "Please don't." I said, "When you say that, it makes me feel," because I'm so much more aware now, but it makes me frustrated because I'm in between the awareness and the integrative. Not frustrated. I love where I'm at, but I want to be like, I want so badly to be more in the integrate, like to be more in the, what's it called? The after
Parasympathetic.
integration, the
Parasympathetic.
in the
Regulated.
what's it called? Yeah, just completely regulated, but it's called so yeah, embodiment is what it's called, I guess. But um and I'm new to all this stuff, but yeah, and I told her because I was at least aware enough to say, "When you do that," and she goes, "Okay." I said, "It just makes me feel like I'm bad or I did something wrong or I'm this loser that can't clean her house," or, all these things that are lies that are just coming up in me. And she goes, "God, sorry, I just won't say anything." And I'm like, "Oh, there you go. Like now, like I just won't say anything." Like everything was triggering me, but then we
Yeah.
calmed down, and then she said and did some other things, and then we went and ate, and I haven't talked to her in 3 days. I was calling her every day because my husband just passed away, and I needed her to kinda be there for me, but she can't. She is not emotionally available to be there for me, and she basically told me that, and that's okay. But it's like, "Oh my gosh, this was that person that raised me, that was I was always too much or not enough." Oh my god, it's, like, all coming out. It's been coming out for, like, 2 years, but it's coming out again.
Yes. Jesse say for me, I never used to speak up when someone would be judgmental. Now I just let it out, but when stimulated, I would just hold back. Still don't know if this is good or bad. I think it's very good. It's
I
that you are
To speak
still,
up, yes.
yeah.
See, and I would always that's really good you said that, Jesse, thank you, because, like, I would always Kato always tells me, "You don't have a problem." Uh-oh.
Oh,
Where did we go?
are you in the? Can you click the link?
Oh, there we go. Are we
No,
there?
no, we are not. No, we're not. Oh,
Oh,
we're not.
I can see us.
Yeah, but I don't know what.
That doesn't mean that we're
I don't want to
completely
say.
there.
I don't want to curse. I don't. I just. I have to create another link. No,
Okay.
I just copy the same link. Let's try with the same. I don't wanna know mess this up. I don't wanna mess this
It's
up.
all good.
I'm IT guru. No, I am not. I don't know what to do. There it is. Can you try that kind of
Okay, what do I need to do?
click the link,
Do I need to get out of here? Okay.
the Discord?
Do I need to get out of this other one though? See, it says try
Mm,
again. The server has rejected your connection. We might
uh,
have to do a complete.
okay, there you are. There you
Oh,
are. Show on
yeah?
the stream. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, there you are. Okay, good.
Can we see? Can everybody see and hear us both?
I think so. I can. I will get the water, but you are back on the stream.
Okay, yeah. So Kato was saying, like, he's like, Mandy, you don't have a problem saying how you feel. Cause I would. I mean, even though my caregivers, people would say things, I always try to take up for myself, but they would always knock me down. And, just like when I said, please don't say that about my dusty house. I already told you I haven't been cleaning. I don't need that comment. It just felt like, oh, it's dusty. Like, why do you have to say that? Even though that's how she feels and that's what she wanted to say. But then when I say, please don't do that, then she comes back with, oh, goodness, I guess I can't say anything. I just can't say anything to you. Again, like I'm too much. Like me even taking up for myself was being even more too much. So I think I got to a point in my life where I can't even take up for myself, even though I knew that that was me, that I wanted to take up for myself, and I did, but I would always get shut down. I think that's why I started drinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've always been really good. So he'd always say, you don't have a problem saying how you feel, dot, dot, dot. Then he'd say, you have a problem with the way people react to it. So that's part of my control. And then I'd be like, well, they're always doing this to me. They're always doing XYZ to me, blah, blah, blah. They've been doing this to me my whole life. And he goes, no, they've always just been themselves. It's the way that you're feeling when you say what you want to say to them. And then they're responding to you the way that they would say that they are. And then you get in your feelings about the way that they're taking up for the way that they are.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I know that might be a lot. I know that it's just, okay. So here's the facts. I think these
Yes.
are facts. I don't know.
Yes.
So, state of the body, state of the nervous system. We got the parasympathetic. This is the autonomic nervous system. We got the parasympathetic and we got the sympathetic. Parasympathetic, rest and repair. I like that better than rest and digest.
Yes.
But it's both. It's both, and I really
Repair.
love that. It is repair. You cannot repair in the fight or flight.
No.
So fight or flight is the sympathetic. So I'll just go down sympathetic first. We
Yes.
said we wanted
Yes.
to
Yes.
do sympathetic first. So sympathetic, fight or flight. It's the negative and bad state, not really. It's the survival state. It's the disconnected state. It's the reactive state. It's the protective state.
Yes.
It is the dysregulated state. So
Yes.
under that, I have anger, rage, irritability, frustration, overwhelm, resentment, lack. We come from a place of lack, closed off, fatigue. And there's probably what? Millions more, right?
Fatigued. Good. Good. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fatigued in that survival
Mm.
state. And there's probably millions of more, right?
Yeah.
So, parasympathetic, the rest and repair, it's the positive and the good state. Not really. It's the thriving, connected, receiving, creative, and regulated state. So, we're calm, we're at peace, love, understanding, compassion, happy, and joy. We're open, we're abundant, we have purpose, we have energy, and then a
Yeah.
lot more under that as well. So, I just find it really interesting. Like, if you are in the sympathetic, you are dysregulated, you're being protective, you're being super defensive and reactive, you're disconnected, you're in survival, and you're gonna have these symptoms. You're not bad because you have anger or rage or irritability or you're frustrated or you're yelling at people and you're in it in your body and you're just like so overwhelmed and you're just like, and then you and I've talked about this. When we have that overwhelmed feeling sometimes when we're in that state, it almost feels like you're about to die, like you or
Yeah.
want to die.
It does.
Like you get so overwhelmed, you're like you can't see anything in front of you, and like you get into a fight with somebody, and then they leave. Especially and then they so you get into a fight, then they leave. This is what would happen with my husband. Oh, that leaving would feel like rejection, and I'm like, he's mad at me. Now he left, and then like I would feel so overwhelmed. It was like I couldn't see my future. If you can't see your future, what does that feel like? It's death.
Yes.
So it's not really like suicidal, but you just feel like I can't go on. Oh my God, it's over. He wants to break up with me. It's over.
Yes.
And you're like, why am I like this isn't my life how he thinks of me. But in that moment, you've got all this overwhelm and you feel that complete, I guess I would say you just feel defeated. I would just feel so defeated, like breath
Yes.
taken away from you. And then you have to calm down and be like, okay. And then I'd come out of it. It was like almost like you're dying, but you're not. And you're not suicidal, but you feel like dying, or like there's nothing in front of you. Ugh, so bad. But
Yeah.
then I've also felt like as I was writing calm, peace, love, understanding, compassion, happy, open, abundant, purpose, energy, joy, like all these other things too. I have felt that as well. I have felt all of that in recovery and when I had the pre awareness on stuff. Like I would have it. So our nervous system does go back and forth um, on substances and in recovery. But like Jesse said earlier, in recovery, it does feel like you're more 90% in sympathetic, but you do get those moments of parasympathetic. And you're like, yay, I feel
Yes.
regulated. I feel peace and love, and everything feels just good and positive, but it's really not positive.
Yeah.
It's, and it's not negative in the other state. It's just because that yin and yang, that positive and that negative, they're really, you have to have one without the other. So that's why you can't just be in parasympathetic positive and you can't just be in sympathetic. Um, because that's why it's not positive and negative, because you can't just have one or the other. So it's a neutral kind of thing, but it's best to be in anyway. That's just kind of how
That's
I see it.
cool. You have a really
That's how I
good,
see
yeah, I
it.
love it. I love definitely that sympathic learning about that too. It's really important to learn that it's not a bad state, and how all of those emotions that we used to feel very much all the time when caffeinated, we were in that sympathetic state. So we owned that state pretty much all the time. So that's why that state for me was so much more familiar in that way than this parasympathetic,
Yes.
which I started to experience after quitting caffeine more and more after I healed. It was a
Yeah.
new experience for me. Oh, this, can you really feel like this? This is how we can
Yeah.
feel. Like this is
Yeah.
nice. You feel calm. And I remember I have one experience back in the days when I was young, when they did put me in the mental hospital, or I went there because of my intrusive thoughts. And I was, of course, heavily on caffeine back then, but they give me benzo, like Valium. And I have that one moment of calm. Never had that calm before, never. Even when I was child, I don't remember having that. So I was like, wow, you can really feel calm. Okay, well, that was chemically calm. That was benzo. But now I
Right.
have this
Right.
really,
GABA.
without any, anything, just natural GABA,
Yeah.
well, serotonin, oxytocin, what others, like
The dopamine, all of it.
adenosine.
Yeah.
Adenosine, people doesn't understand that, but that's really a huge part of the caffeine because it blocks the adenosine. Adenosine also calms us down. It makes our
It
blood
does.
vessels widens so the blood can flow.
Yeah.
So that itself, it's make us like vital, and when the blood flows and we get oxygen and all that. So yeah, now they are working with for
Yes.
us, not against us. Like, okay, it never worked kind of against us. Even on drugs, the body works for
Right.
us, but it feels
That's what
it
we're talking
against us.
about.
It
Yeah.
feels it's against us because you don't supposed to be in that fight or flight sympathetic state all the time, all day long.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
That's what, yeah, that's what we're talking about. It was serving us for where we were then, but that's what we always talk about. It wasn't the optimal state, but it really did help us get through with the tools that we had, or we had the tools, but with the way that we were stuck in that state. Yes, my
Yeah.
jaw dropping when I heard someone get adenosine. They said it felt like a sense of
Yeah, if they
pure
inject you
terror.
adenosine or you get it straight away,
Oh,
it will
wow.
cause you terror. It will
Yeah.
cause you a lot of terror. Like,
Wow.
so think about all that adenosine that was floating to our upregulated receptors after quitting cold turkey. Like how many the adenosine receptors are not just in the brain; they are gut, they are all over the body, in your legs, in your arms, your brain,
Everywhere.
everywhere. So
I watched this video yesterday or the other day or the day before, where they were talking about there was these redwoods that were injected with adrenaline, and that like a year later they died. Like they died because they were so,
Yes.
I guess, stimulated. It's pretty interesting.
That's so. Thank you, Mandy, so much. I think we have done now 2 lives about 49 minutes. How many minutes is that? But we can
I think this is
continue
so
later.
important. If you know, if someone is going through this, and we don't have our long haulers here today, unless they're just
Yeah.
not.
Long
We don't have
haulers.
Christopher
We
and
say
Chris.
long hauler, but it's not a long hauler. It's just
It's
a
not.
recovery that when you have stayed free and you're healing and
It
you
is. It's
haven't
just
gone
part of the
taking
process.
any. Yeah. But yeah,
It's just part
longest
of the
long haul.
process.
I am the longest long hauler.
I am the
Ah!
longest long hauler.
No, like yeah, we always with Mandy like message to each other like I am the longest long haul. Like first I'm like yeah, I think I'm healed. I'm pretty good. Then no, I'm fucked. Like yeah, I'm never playing again. Like it's just that's how it just goes.
Because
Like,
I was saying it, like you were doing really good, and I was coming up on my period, and I'm like just feeling a little blah and just whatever, and
I was doing so good, and then I
and
crashed.
you were doing so good, and I was like so happy for you, but I also felt like I was left behind. Even though I'm just like so thankful. Like it makes me feel like I'm left behind, but it also makes me feel like, oh, I'm right there because I can't work out completely.
Then you
Like
are
I
happy
can't.
when I crashed. Bad. You're like yes,
No,
like ugh.
no.
No, of
Actually,
course
because
not.
see, that's what I wanted to say. It makes me feel left behind, but then it gives me so much hope that I'm there,
Yeah,
gonna be there too, because I know I will. It's just my own body and my own time. And then when you
yes.
crash, I actually feel like fuck, like oh, I was so hopeful that like this was really your way out. But then I go, but this is just part of her process, and when she comes out of this, she's gonna be even freaking
Yeah.
more upgraded.
Yeah, I know it
So
happens every time, so that's why I'm not like any more. It doesn't like anymore like be like It's I know
yeah.
every time. It's just
Every
part of the
time.
journey.
And I'm not happy you're, going through it. I mean, I'm not happy because I'm excited that I'm gonna get out of it. I'm happy I literally am happy that you're out. And then I get upset a little bit initially when you're in it. I'm like, "Damn." But it's not because I'm upset because I'm not gonna it's like it's both. Like I'm happy for you and then I'm sad for you, but I'm never like happy for me or not happy for me. You know what I'm saying? But then
Yes.
also like when you are going through one of my favorite things Kato says to me, like February and July, August, or was it September? Where are we? What are the periods? So my period in February and my period was it was last month, not this period, but the period before. I was so freaking emotional. I was crying. I couldn't stop crying.
Yes.
It's the only time I've been like that besides last February and so it's like every 6 months. And then he goes, he's not like, "Oh, stop crying," or "I feel bad for you." He's like, "I can't feel bad for you." I know I've said this in other videos.
Yeah.
He goes, "I can't feel bad for you because I know your outcome." And I love that. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of when you go through your moments, which is about a week sometimes, and it's been about every 2 months because I noticed it because I went back and I was looking at my other friend because I messaged her because she's 15 months ahead of me, and you had a dip, like a week dip in February or March, like the end of February or the beginning of March. And then like that second week of March, you started feeling really good. You were really good for like 2 months, like really, really good around your 5 years. And then you had like a week dip. And then you were really, really good for 2 months. And then you just had your week dip. So you're having your week dip. But you
Yeah.
had
So
your
it's
week dip.
every third month. It's kind of every going
Yeah.
to the every third
Yeah.
month. Mm-hmm. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it's so cool and like, but you're so like that 2 months though. But see, I don't have the 2 months that are. I'm not. Well, maybe it's because Matt passed away, but I don't say maybe. I mean that's pretty stressful,
Yes,
right?
it
So
is. It is.
every day. I mean every day. And that's why I do. And I know you don't agree with the near death experience videos, but they make me feel good. They do.
Of
Like I
course.
can't help it. They
Of
make me
course.
feel
And I don't say
something
I don't agree
positive.
them. I've just
Oh, okay.
I don't say that. I just say that
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
I believe some of them for sure, but
Well, I think yeah, because you don't know if they're all true, but, like, I think you're more like with my in-laws, they just because I was trying to tell them about the near-death experiences, and, my father-in-law was just like, "Just stick to the Bible." He's like, "Just stick to
mm,
the Bible because that's the base of everything,
yes,
like, if you just stick to the Bible, that's, like, the grounded space," and I'm like, "I know," but I'll watch a near-death experience video and just get, it just makes me feel closer to
yes,
Matt. It makes
yes,
me feel like he really is
yes,
there, like he is somewhere, he's not gone. So that
yes,
helps me
of
so much, but
course,
like the shock of him dying, and
yes,
um but I'm so grateful that I'm functional and going through this process. Like I just don't think that I would be as functional as I was if I didn't quit and go through this. I'm grateful.
yes,
Um
you have
and I just feel like it's all happening the way it's supposed to. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know,
makes
because
sense.
how can you say that? But um, God wouldn't have. He wouldn't have allowed it. He wouldn't have taken Matt if it
Yes,
wasn't. But that was like the first week I was feeling that a lot. I felt he's a pure soul now. He's pure love, and then I was feeling this overwhelming. It's like I had to accept it, or I wouldn't get through it. Like I had to. It's like,
yeah,
and so in that radical acceptance, it was like, well, wait a minute. If it happened, then that means it was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to
yes,
explain that. Like, I was getting this message that, like, God is in charge of it. And if it happened, it was, we don't know why, but it was supposed to happen that way, or God wouldn't have let it
yeah,
happen that way,
yes,
and there's other groups I've been in where people are mad. They're angry. They're so mad that their spouse passed away, like pissed at God and like pissed and angry and confused. And I don't feel that way. I am like, I am like, something is bigger than what I know. That's what
yes,
I feel. Like I'm
yes,
sad, but I'm not mad. I'm mad at him. Sometimes like I get mad at my husband because just certain things, but like also he was doing the things because that's what we've been talking about.
yeah,
That's how
yes,
he was able to survive. So like I'm not mad at him really, but I just wish that he could have kind of got it together so we could have this long healthy life together. But
yeah,
again, letting go of control. I have to let go of that. It didn't happen that way.
yes,
So I'm sad, but I'm not like angry at God or anything like that. Like nothing like that for me. And I know that when people are grieving differently,
yes,
they can feel those feelings, and that doesn't mean that that's wrong that they're doing it that way. I just am not going that route because I don't know. I just kind of feel like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's just
mm,
something more than what I can even can't even fathom.
yeah. And
But
you have
and
been doing so like you are so strong going through all that. I don't know how you're just so amazing how you are processing still those feelings, and that's just so beautiful, and you are so brave to be able to be here and share. Not many are not able, not so many, like it's you are
yeah, it's just and I really don't think I could if I didn't quit everything, go through what I went through. I don't. I would probably be really lost. I'd probably be because my body, but just the nerve. I mean, again, God designed us. I really think God designed us to get through
yes,
stressors, to get
yes,
through deaths, and
God
like I
created our
think,
nervous system, so it's
He
he
created our nervous system. So when your nervous system is resilient, you process it differently. It's so cool. And, like, I like to look at, like, the Indian culture, because we have a lot of the Indian culture here because, like, the Indians were, ravaged, like, when the pilgrims and everything came over here. But they have a really cool spiritual path, and, I haven't really, like, dived deep into it, but, supposedly, like, they'll do certain drugs for, like, a spiritual quest, but they're not on drugs, like, all the time messing I mean, maybe now, like, they do stuff, but, like, I think a long time ago, they were just really able to do I really appreciate, like, their ceremonial, uh, uh, burials and stuff like that, like, they really had these, like it just seems like they really knew something that not everybody knew, like, they had these, like, ceremonial, cer burials and, um, like, they just had so much spirituality, like, different names for things and, like, I don't know about all that stuff, but I feel like deep, deep down, I have some type of intuitive knowing, but I don't practice those types of spiritual, um, practices. But I don't know, like I said, I just feel like there's more than what I can even imagine, and I'm just grateful that my nervous system, I was saying this before, I'm able to walk alongside this grief because of what
Mm.
we've done to our nervous systems with
Yes.
quitting a drug that affected our nervous system.
Yes.
And all
And
drugs affect the nervous system negatively, but
all drugs. Yes.
caffeine being the underestimated one.
Yes. And
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it.
yes. And
There's
you
just more. There's more to life than what we can know. I don't know.
and I think what you have been shared, it can be a huge help for other people who are losing their loved ones or something, that it's just like it's a huge support also. And we are not gonna know ever when we're gonna lose somebody or when we live, and that's just
No.
like you have experienced that now, and
Yeah,
very hard.
like in the beginning, I was like 4 or 5 months when my friend Whitney passed away. So she passed away November 19th of 2020. And I was so in anxiety, like anxiety was so bad, I couldn't even go there. Like I was just but I knew I would have dreams about her. And the way that I feel about her, like she's not gone. I just and I remember and I was just off substances for 5 months, like, I remember when my uncle passed away, I know I've talked about this before, like,
Yes.
at his funeral, I was crying so hard. I had snot coming out of my nose, like, I just was not regulated at all. I was on substances, I was drinking a lot of White Monsters at that time and coffee,
Yes.
and when he passed away, I was so lost in my nervous system that I just couldn't stop crying. And now when I cry, it's like normal release cry, but that was not normal. And then she passes away, and I'm like, wow, even though I'm going through what I'm going through with recovery, I am so much more like in my body than just like crying
Yeah,
for.
yes, like that, like the
It was
crazy,
interesting.
crazy, like because first 2 years, and even for me, it was still like first, it was up to 4 years pretty bad because I had my tsunami wave, because I had some good time before that, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
that wave hit, went back to the beginning state, even it's not back to the beginning, but that's how it felt. And I have been speaking about that it comes to in the middle way of the journey for some people, that when they have that so-called tsunami wave, when the system does it more like deeper healing, deeper rewiring,
Ooh.
testing those pathways. So it just like in that sense state, everything is just so messed up. It just comes out. However, there is no any kind of that prefrontal cortex is not working. So it's pretty much just you cannot really. That's why even doing videos and even planning some kind of presentations or whatever, it was really hard for me. It was really hard because when your brain doesn't work like it should work, like meaning that okay, I wanna think this and I can put my brain there. That's not so
Oh, yeah.
amazing when you can do that. But in the withdrawals past, I couldn't do that because my brain was all over the place. So it
Yeah.
almost felt like you don't have any control about anything. You just have to float there, like in the boat. Let's say that you would be in the boat and you will have to go with the waves of
The
the sea.
waves. Yeah.
So
That's good. Yeah. When you say tsunami wave, I get PTSD a little
hi,
bit. Like that
Chris.
was
We
so.
have Chris here. We were thinking
Oh,
about that.
goody.
How are you, Chris? I was thinking about you
Yay.
one day, like how are you? Like, hopefully all is well there. So nice to see you. Nice to
I
see
think
that we
Chris and
have
I
some people here still behind us, that you're gonna be doing the citizen science with us, Chris. So hopefully you will keep updating. I'm
Well, yeah, I
excited.
think Chris and I are very similar. We're just kind of like a straight besides my tsunami wave in the first 4 months was bad. I'm
He's
just kind of,
good.
slowly slowly going up, and then like for you, Ani, you had the 2 months of like working out and amazing. I'm like, I
Yes.
can't, I can't work out like that. Like I
I
just can't.
I know, but you
But I
will.
know that I'm improving.
You are. And like
So
every journey is a little bit individual. Like more some people are more like healing like this more constantly. And for me it's like it just
yeah,
depends on the
your highs are like
genetic. I
really
think it
good.
depends on the genetics also. That one does depends of some of the genetics, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
individual.
mean, your highs are really, really good. That's why Cato always says we have to humble ourselves because when we're not doing as well, humble yourself. And when you're doing really well, humble yourself. Because if you're doing really well, I get the same way. Like, I'll have a really good day. My works are
I
very
couldn't agree
basic
more.
through nothing extreme. Workout. Yeah. My workouts are walking, but I'm so thankful I can walk way
Yes.
further and not feel bad. Like I used to even feel bad when I tried to walk. I don't feel bad anymore. Like I feel normal.
Yes.
Um, but
Workouts
I
are
don't feel like I could like go to the gym and run the treadmill and then do heavy, heavy, heavy weights. I'd be sore. You know what? Because I cleaned the other day and then last month I cleaned the bedroom and I was like lifting the bed and I was like, I got so sore, not in a good way sore. It was just like tight neck. And I'm like, oh, no wonder why I don't do that. Because I think I gotta slowly get into it, but I'm just pacing myself, and that's
yes,
just the way I want to do it.
and it's
Maybe I
okay.
could push further, yeah.
It's okay.
So I just don't want to feel bad the next day, but
Oh, you are doing it
yeah, it's
like
all
your system is allowing, and you are listening. And also, Chris, it's very normal the hit and the miss with the exercises. Still, it's you are still rewiring. So some days you can do it, some days you are not able to do it, or you feel
oh
after
yeah,
effects so much. So
yeah. And Chris, you're what 4 year? You're a year
yeah,
behind me, right? So I'm
yeah.
about to be
Chris
at
is
5 years, 4 months.
Chris is 4 years.
I've been feeling that probably more and more and more. Like you're probably going more into happy. Like you're gonna hit happy. I think I've been happy for like consistently happy. But I feel like lately I have been I'm about to go into completely happy. I'm serious. I know this sounds like weird, like talking like that. Weird.
Happy,
And then
completely
happy,
happy.
and I'm gonna
Yeah,
go into
it's
completely happy.
okay. We might explain it a little bit why, because it sounds weird for me too when I hear what is happy, and you're gonna think when I'm gonna happy, completely happy, joy. For I would say that we talk about the dopamine perspective. So when the dopamine starts to work
Yeah.
more, you feel more
Yes.
um happy because you are a little bit more motivated, but not motivated all the way. Not all the way in the
Right.
happy state.
Yeah. But it's
Completely
there.
happy where I am. I was motivated already pretty much all the time, but still having these little physical kinks. And I think where the joy is, you are don't have any physical kinks anymore.
Yeah, I think joy is like not having any more waves.
Yeah, joy
Like
is where
even a
you don't
week,
have
even for a
waves.
week.
Yeah, even for a
You're
week
more
or two.
consistent.
Yeah.
Because I think happy, it's like we're happy, but yet we still have our moments because we talk about our moments a lot. And then completely happy is where you're more motivated, like way more, and wanting to be out and about more and just can't sit at home anymore, which has been the way
Yes.
it's been for like a year for me. But I would also say that happy, I
4 years
know
for
Ren
you.
and
Yes.
Stimpy. I know. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I always think of that too
PTSD club here. Yes, definitely.
when I say happy, happy, joy, joy. But um, what I think about happy, when you're in happy, you don't have any more depression. Because like I've I haven't had depression, and I don't know, we were talking about that a little bit ago, over a year maybe. Now I have my moments where I feel blah, like we said. So happy, like what's under happy is depression.
Yes.
So happy to me means no more depression, but you might still have some other things like brain
Yes.
fog I get sometimes and like I can't work out of the way, but like I don't care about that stuff sometimes. I know that's
Mm,
even going to go away. I'm so
yes.
glad that I'm more motivated and functional and don't have depression. So
Yes.
other things are just going to slowly get better
Yes.
when we get into more completely happy. So I think we're headed. Do you feel like you were experiencing completely happy
Yeah,
this last 2
definitely,
months?
definitely, definitely
Yeah,
completely happy because I was running or like I had the energy. I definitely
that's
had the energy.
amazing.
Uh,
See,
so
and I'm tired a lot still, but like not as, like I can get through the day, I can push. That's the thing. Like I've just been able to push so much more for the last like year and a half. I love it. Like the
Yes.
dopamine just overrides all the other symptoms. I've been saying that. Like the dopamine overrides the brain fog or the tiredness because it's not complete exhaustion. And then I know I'm going to
Yes.
go to bed, I'm going to rest.
Yes.
So I'm excited to be in completely happy. And I was told that I'm headed into completely happy. So we'll see. My walking turns into like going to the gym or
It
something or doing
will.
more. I don't know.
It will what you ever wanna do or doing something other
I like
creative
working
thing.
out though, because I think the
Yes.
working out brings the endorphins and like
It
that is just good for the
does.
body and you get strong and
Annie, you are really just a good physicals. Thank you. Yeah, I try to be.
she is.
But I'm a little bit like I have like where I was before, like now when I have to say when I injured this knee, it was I felt bad, like I was like disappointed. But I have been
Yeah.
rehabbing that, so it's gonna take what it's gonna take, but yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting in the good shape, but thank you,
I can't wait to
Annie.
have a hard body. I've never had a hard body. I was either always really chubby and then I got really freaking skinny. I mean, I'm 5'11" and I was 140. My lowest was 132.
Wow.
Not just 142. I
How
mean,
much that is in kilos? I wanna
oh
learn
yeah,
because you have pounds
oh
and
my God,
you have feet, you have this and this feet. How many feet am I? Is it feet like
right.
really a feet? Like
We've done this before and I
yeah,
cannot
we
remember.
have
Let's
done
see.
it before. I'm gonna ask
What is
IA.
5'11"
I don't wanna ask
in
AI.
kilometers and what is 132 in pounds to the
Wow, you
metric?
can use the voice. We don't have the voice AI.
Oh, you don't have the voice
No,
AI?
no, I don't have.
Oh my god, see, that's what I do. I just go blah, 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 and I talk to it for like
It's good
I
for
just
me that I don't
ramble.
have that. I don't wanna have voice
Oh,
AI.
yeah. I ramble and then it organizes it for me. I just love it.
Wow.
Okay. So,
So
wait, what? Miles? Did I say miles? Okay, so if I was 132 pounds, I was 59.4
wow.
um
Pretty skinny because you are very tall.
kilograms.
You are very tall.
I was 59.9 kilograms.
Wow. And
Hold
180
on.
centimeters you are long. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 160. Hey, I'm 20 centimeters shorter. 60, 70.
Let's see. So yeah, I'm 180. I'm 71 inches. 180.3 centimeters, yeah.
Wow.
So I was so skinny. And now I'm 175. So what is that?
Well,
Kilos, right?
yeah, I don't know how many.
I'm
Is it like
so I'm 79.
70?
I'm 79.38
Yeah.
kilograms.
Yes.
And before, like when I was on stuff, I was like I was 100. I was 205. I was chubby. And even for 5'11", but still.
Yeah, I had the cortisol belly very bad. But I don't
Yeah.
have that so bad anymore.
So I was like around 92.99 kilograms, like for years, like 20s and 30s, like when I was on drinking and eating crap. But you know what's interesting about food?
Yeah.
I was having to eat. I can go further now. So that's it. I was always got to. What do we say? Got to focus on the improvements.
Yes.
Just because I'm not 100% doesn't mean that I am not so much better. I used to have to eat right when I woke up, or I'd feel
Yes.
weird, blood sugar shit. Now I can go further. I only eat twice a day now, maybe sometimes 2.5 times a day. I just don't need as many, but I eat what I want. Ever since Matt passed away, I eat enchiladas, I eat poke bowls, I eat chicken wings. I don't eat bad. I mean, I don't eat like crazy bad. But in the morning, I'll eat more light, eggs, bacon, fruit. But I will eat Yeah, I'll go out and have enchiladas, but only half. I'll only eat one of the enchiladas with rice and beans and like half. I don't eat the whole
Yeah.
thing, and I don't eat like 5 baskets of chips. I don't have like 4 or 5 beers. I
Yes.
have water, and I eat maybe like a quarter of the basket of chips, something like that.
Yes.
Anyway, the weight once we heal, we get skinny sometimes, we gain weight sometimes.
Yes.
But once we're healed, we got cortisol belly sometimes or even when even when I was 132, I was a stick, but I had a little cortisol
Yes.
belly and some
Yeah.
cortisol hips.
For me too, in some point of my recovery, I was very skinny, but I have cortisol belly. So it's
Yeah.
just cortisol belly, and it's part of the journey. We have to start
Yeah.
quit now because I still have some stuff
Yes.
before and
Of course.
but this have been so good conversation with Mandy today because I have learned a lot and hopefully you guys have been enjoying, and I always hope that you will get some kind of um support from these conversations that we do. And you know how we are with with Mandy, we share very honestly, so I always appreciate your nice and kind comments, and that's what I really will
Yes, thank
hope,
you.
that we would be all kind to each other, even we would have kind of different journey where we are, and some people heal faster and some people heal longer or whatever, but we should really be supportive each other, and that's why we have created this channel and community, because it's all about support and
It is.
walking
It's
walking
important.
hand in hand.
Yes, and Chris, you're gonna feel more of those breezes more and
Mhm.
more. You're gonna
Yes,
enjoy it more and more. You'll just be
Chris,
like, "Oh, I
I
do." And it's been probably the last
I'm so
6
excited for you,
months.
Chris. I have to say,
I know.
I
When
know
you get
that
to
I
5
know I'm for Chris, and Rich is another guy who is still on this journey also. So I'm just so excited because
and
I know how you're gonna
Christopher.
feel. Yeah,
Yeah,
Christopher too.
so
Yeah, Christopher too.
yeah,
Oh,
Chris, when you're around 5, yeah, it's
mm,
just gonna be different. Like, there might still be some things, but here and there. But 5, something happens. I don't know.
no, it's
It's
amazing. And
just something switches where you can just tell you're getting back to yourself, and, even if you're not 100%, you don't worry about that anymore,
yeah,
really. You're
you don't worry
just
about that. Like you just
you might have your
we will
moments,
see
but I
that.
don't know.
We will
It's
see
just
that, and it's
different.
gonna be cool. And hopefully,
And
maybe
I
I
can't
will
wait
get
to see
interview you, maybe Chris, one
yeah,
day.
yeah. We
Because
can't wait to see what you say, how you feel.
all right, let's take a. We didn't have a lot of people here today, but thank you for you, and always always keep
Yeah, the people that were
going.
here, thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
sweet, supportive,
We
and
come
we're all going
randomly.
through
I
it.
know we should put announcements before, but this is how we just today have a moment that okay, let's jump in. So yes, you will.
Yeah.
That will be so cool. And if there is anyone who is watching this who have gone through like maybe longer caffeine post acute withdrawal recovery journey, and you would like to make a video with me, you can email me or contact me on Discord. I would love to have a guest here,
That'd be so
sharing your
good.
sharing your
So
journey.
good.
And
We need it. We need more people in this community to get on here and just share their experience. It's
yes,
your experience. You're doing nothing wrong.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
your experience. It's
yes.
amazing.
All right,
Hey,
guys.
everybody.
So we're gonna wish you a lovely evening, and thank you, my sweet friend
Yes.
Mandy. We're gonna take a little call
Thank you,
after
sweet
this,
Ani.
and we're
Yeah.
gonna always like thank you guys, because you're the best way supporting this channel is watch our videos, share, like, and that's how we get this message out there.
Yes.
All right.